morning. Good morning. Here comes drama. Good morning, Ellie. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, Lexi the Law Nerd. Good morning, Ella Masick. Oh my God, you're from Massachusetts. Move! Move! Pack your things right now and move. Good morning, Ellie. Good morning. Housekeeping. We have not heard from court. I don't know what court's doing, but that means end of stream today, we're going to do a new raffle. I need quality control. So end of stream today, we're going to do a new raffle. Um, the some of the merch is linked in my YouTube. Um, so if you guys want to check that out, it is some pieces down there. There will be more to come after I get me some quality control, but some of it is linked down there. But anyway, let's get into it if we're gonna get into it, because y'all know why we're here. Let me tell you something. I'm trying to be less violent, or less violent seeming. And every time I say to myself, you know what? Don't you threaten to slap anybody else. And then I watch this trial, and then I'm starting to slap everybody. Hank Brennan. Let me say something. You want to see me get feral? Try to gaslight me. Okay? Try to make my reality seem like it's not my reality. Try to play me like I'm dumb. Okay? I cannot stand for somebody to treat me like I'm dumb. I don't know. Is it childhood trauma? Maybe. Who knows? But please try to play me like I'm dumb. And I will turn into every type of insane. I cannot stand the gaslighting of this man. I'm here to tell you that three things. There's one of three things. One of three things are happening in this trial. Hank Brennan thinks his jury is dumb. I've said that multiple times. He thinks they're stupid. He thinks they're not picking up what he's putting down, and he's assuming that they're not even paying attention, and I'm just going to tell them what I want them to believe in closing. Otherwise, what the fuck is going on? He either thinks his jury is dumb, which I have a very strong suspicion that he does, or the fix is in and it doesn't matter what he does. He knows that he's going to win. He knows that there's somebody on this jury that's going to push it to guilty. He knows that Bev is going to do whatever she can to make sure that the jury is not hearing all the evidence the way it's supposed to be heard. Or, and I've been tinkering with this idea, he's a double agent. And what he's doing is using the defense witnesses to show how ridiculous his witnesses were. One of those three things is true. One of those three things is true. Has to be. Because you're going to have to explain to me how it is that you have Dever finding it. I was getting ready to call her everything but a child of God. How is it that you have Dever on the stand with a false memory, and then you get up there and you have the balls to ask Dr. Russell, does she have a problem with her memory? If I was a juror, I would have, oh my God, I would have audibly gasped just like Dr. Russell did. It's the audacity, bro. You just had someone make up a memory And you have the nerve to get up here and ask this very distinguished doctor whether or not she has a problem with her memory? Are we living in the same time zone? What the fuck is going on? Are you insane to get up there and talk to Dr. Barrows about you could have wrote a report, you could have took a picture? Are you insane? Are you insane? Why the fuck would he take a picture of a car that has nothing to do with him? However, you had Proctor and Buchanan there who also did not take a picture. Are we living in the same time? Are we living in the same time? What is happening? He's either he thinks this jury is very stupid. And I mean, he thinks they are very dumb. Or he's a double agent and he's showing you, look how ridiculous my witnesses sound. This was their car that they were going to take to the Sally Port and they didn't take a picture. But you're going to ask Officer Barrows why he didn't take a picture? Are you talking to this man about reports? Why the fuck would he write a detailed report when he was just there to make sure y'all did what y'all supposed to do in his jurisdiction? And not even that. He was just there to say he was there, basically, just so they didn't feel like they were being disrespected. You wanted him to write a detailed report about this car that had nothing to do with him. Meanwhile, you have your Massachusetts state troopers walking up and saying, picking up taillight pieces, never measuring where they were, never taking a picture of where they were. The gaslighting of Hank Brennan drives me insane. It drives me insane. He's got to be a double agent because everything he criticizes the defense witnesses for, his witnesses do. How are you going to test this man's memory when every single witness you put up there couldn't remember shit? Couldn't remember a thing. What is happening? What is happening? Wait a minute, Alessi the expert slayer. What are you saying? He says she's going to be on the Brady listed and most likely taken out of the field. Gotta be. Gotta be. How are you not? Thanks for the super chat. How are you not? How are you not? We can't trust your memory. We can't trust your memory. Every time somebody gets pulled over by her, they're going to be like, she lied, she made that up. That's a false memory. Which makes no sense. Because you made a false memory about your boss and an ATF agent. Of all the people you could have made a false memory about. And not only did you have a false memory, you had a false feeling. When there's a feeling associated with the memory, it's not a lie. You saw that. You had a feeling that they were in there for a wildly long time. That's what happened. But we don't even have to go backwards. You have someone up there saying they have a false memory, and you question this lady. Do you have a problem with your memory? The problem is the defense is, first of all, we have to talk about the defense. Because I told y'all before, we have to call balls and strikes. We have to call the balls and we have to call the strikes. I don't know what the defense is doing, but I'm going to need them to get a little more aggressive. I'm going to need them to get a little more aggressive because you're working with somebody like Hank Brennan who doesn't give a flying fuck. He knows that Judge Beverly Cannone is not going to do a thing to him. He is making all type of comments. First of all, over here, when he said over here, I don't know if these people are nervous. I've never been on trial in front of the world, so I don't know. So I'm going to give them a little bit of grace. would get him a little bit of grace. But if I was Officer Barrows, I said, why would I say, who the fuck is you talking to? Who are you talking to? Because that's what Alan Jackson should have been saying every time one of those witnesses looked over at Hank Brennan, and they did it often. And they did it often. He should have said, over here. But you know what? You know what would have happened? The judge would have been like, Alan Jackson, stop it. Alan Jackson, no. Alan Jackson, watch what you're doing, Alan. I cannot comprehend what's going on in this trial. It's bothering me because it feels like this judge is more worried about the Commonwealth trial and the Commonwealth getting a fair trial, and that's not what's supposed to be happening. That's not what's supposed to be happening, because I still don't understand. Something must have happened over there at Sidebar when they were talking about, is it Walsh? I'm not sure, but they were talking about that expert report, that medical report, and Alessi was saying, well, how is that different from Trooper Paul? It's no different. She said she didn't rely on it. So how was he able to bring it up when I was trying to bring it up with Welcher, and you said because he didn't rely on it, I couldn't use it. And I thought she said that it's not coming in, but then he did bring it in. So something must have happened over at Sidebar, and I'm not sure what, but how is this fair? How is this fair? How is it fair that you're talking about dog DNA and you never, that's not in evidence? How is this fair? How is this fair that the first time they're hearing about this is out of Hank Brennan's mouth? That's not fair, because the lawyer is testifying at that point and he should not be allowed to testify. How is this fair? The first time they hear evidence should not be out of the lawyer's mouth. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. And then you want to tell me there was no dog DNA, there was pig DNA. Do you want me to say a pig bit him? Like, what are you talking about? I think Hank Brennan's strategy is to just be so rude that he throws these people off because nobody is expecting it. Right? Nobody is expecting it. They're all like, whoa, what the fuck is your problem? Because I wish Dr. Russell would have said, okay, so it's pig DNA. It's probably that he ate food with pig DNA. Because do you want me to say that a pig bit him? Where do you think he got pig DNA in the middle of Massachusetts in a snowstorm? Like, if they were willing to be as rude as him, this is what she would have said. Where do you think he get pig DNA in the middle of Massachusetts in a snowstorm? It's probably that the dog ate something with pig DNA in it. I want to slap him every day till Sunday. I can't stand it. And I hope this jury is picking it up. He thinks his jury is stupid, and I feel like he has more reason to think that than I do. He thinks they're dumb. He thinks they're not. There's no way, unless you're a double agent, there's no way you ask questions like this. But then he just is. But then it's another thing with Hank Brennan is he is so, and I've said this maybe 40%, 50% of our videos together, is that Hank Brennan can't see the forest through the trees. So he doesn't mind winning this small argument against this one witness. God be damned how it looks to the rest of your witnesses. Because how are you coming up here questioning Officer Barrows about his memory when you had Nuttall talk about his memory gets better with time, even though he's all the way wrong? It's like you're trying to win this argument with Barrows, but you're forgetting how it makes the rest of your witnesses look. And then he just repeats the question, repeats the question, repeats the question, repeats the question. And so that person is just so over it, they just answer the question. The defense should have had that same strategy. The defense should have had that same strategy. I'm going to ask it again because you're not giving me the answer I want, even though they're very clearly answering the question. And because the judge is on the Commonwealth side, when they're objecting to asked and answered. But she's on his side, so she lets him keep doing that because they have asked and answered that question. But when the when the defense does it, she tells them to move on. She said he's answered it, move on. No, he has not. And I'm going to keep asking until he answers, because you let Hank Brennan do that over and over and over. They answered your question. I'm going to ask it again. If the defense were to do that, she would tell them he answered, move on. What's going on in this courtroom is not fair. And I really hope the jury understands what's happening. For some reason, Hank Brennan thinks they're dumb. And I hope he's wrong. I don't see how I could sit there and not understand what's going on. But I went to law school. So I don't know how a regular, everyday person would understand what's happening. Also, I'm not from Massachusetts. So you have to understand that different people in different areas of the country will see this totally different. This case does not go this far in California. This case does not go this far in New York. Hell, I don't think this case goes this far in Detroit. Because we always looking at our police with one eye squinted. You give us one too many coinky dinkies, and we looking at y'all crazy. You giving us one too many coinkadinks, and we're not letting it happen. He thinks this jury is, he either thinks this jury is dumb, the fix is in, or he's a double agent. Or he's a double agent. There's no other way I can see this. How are you coming at these people for the exact things that your witness, like even when he was able to use the medical examiner's report, I don't know how, I don't know what happened over there at sidebar. I'm not understanding the difference between that and Trooper Paul. I don't get it, but whatever. He tried to come at Dr. Russell and say, well, look, this medical examiner from the Army, even though she was like, well, I'm sure he has no idea what dog bites look like, because I don't know anybody's getting bit by a dog in the Army, but go off. He wanted to bring up that one little point about, oh, it doesn't look like a dog bite. I'm so glad Alessi came back and said, well, but what did he say? What he said was, I don't know what it is. So you have now 3 doctors, Squirty Bello, Dr. Russell, and Welsh, whatever it is. I don't think we've seen him yet. You have 3 doctors telling you, we can't tell you what these are. Actually, you have 2 doctors telling you, we can't tell you what these are. And you have Dr. Russell telling you they're dog bites and scratches. Who do you believe? Who do you believe? Dr. Welcher, who's cosplaying John and put on all his clothes? And I'm so glad Alessi asked her, which is what he should have done with Dr. Welcher. He should not have taken that long, because once you saw Dr. Welcher was going to give you nothing, leave him. Let him have it and ask all of your witnesses questions. When he asked Dr. Russell, don't that look like a direct hit to you? They keep calling it a side swipe, but it looked like she hit his arm pretty head on, right? If you hit the arm the way that Dr. Welcher said you hit his arm, that arm should be broken in 7 places. But he thinks his jury is dumb. He thinks they're distracted by pictures and paint and this man in his clothes. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Because if we're going to be honest, and even with Officer Barrows, it's like, are you nervous? Why are you letting him play you? Why are you letting him play you? You're very sure that that's not how that light looked. That's not how that light looked. It's just that Hank Brennan keeps asking you the same question and over, and you're just ready to go. That I think they just give in, because that first question where he said, "Were you asked that?" Well, you didn't compare those lights before. Dr. Barrows said at first, "Well, I wasn't asked," and then somehow he got him to say it's in there just so he could prove that it wasn't in there. But here's the thing about, I want every cop I interact with to be like Officer Barrows. I don't want them to be anything like any police officer we saw come out of Massachusetts State Police or the Canton Police Department. I want every officer I interact with to be like Officer Barrows. Because here's the thing, when you're just answering questions and you're not trying to anticipate where the person is going because you don't have anything to hide, that's what happens. He's not thinking about the last question you asked, and he's not thinking about the question you asked before. He's thinking about the question you're asking right now. That's how people answer questions when they actually don't have a dog in the fight. When it's actually that, I don't care what you're talking about. You can ask me all the questions in the world and I'm still going to have the same response, which is going to be, the light did not look like that. You can ask me 7 times type of ways. I'm going to tell you that wasn't the light when I saw it. Now do what you want to do. Did you see them messing with the light? Did you see them messing with the light in the driveway? Nobody ever said that. It's the gaslighting of Hank Brennan that makes me want to jump off of something. Nobody thinks they were messing with the tail light in the driveway. We all think they were messing with it at the Sally Port, where Deborah told us they were in there for a wildly long time. He makes me so angry. I'm telling you, if y'all want to see me get like irrationally angry, if y'all want to see me get irrationally angry, try to gaslight me. Where it's like, I know what I was there. How are you questioning these people's memory when every single person you put on the stand couldn't remember anything? You're trying to gun at Dr. Russell because she can't remember how something came up in the car before we got to court, but Jen McCabe couldn't remember who she called 10 minutes before the FBI got there. It's like he wants to win this one little argument and forget about all the other arguments that you're going to be crushing if you do that. But he's hoping his jury is not smart enough to put that together. He's not smart enough to put that together. How are you going to ask him, has he been watching this trial, when you just had Deborah up there saying, yeah, I got that from the media? What? That was she just got off. Are you insane? You're insane? What is happening? What is happening? This judge is so obviously biased that if the jury is paying attention even a little bit, they have to see it. But Hank Brennan is hoping they don't. What are you saying on BB2? Lucky is a good, sweet guy. He just lost his wife a few years ago. If you think Hank went after Barrows, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If Hank Brennan gets up there and is mean to Lucky, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. First of all, again, we have to call the balls and the strikes with the defense. Y'all should have his card by now. Y'all should have Hank's Brennan bag of tricks. But it feels like y'all don't. Y'all know he's going to attack every single witness about when's the last time they talked to y'all. What did they say? Did they coach you? Because that is going to be in his closing argument. They got up here and told all their witnesses what to say. They got all their witnesses up here and so why do y'all keep doing that? Why do y'all keep letting him do that? Why don't y'all come out first? When's the last time we talked? Didn't we talk the other day? What did we talk about? The thing is, he thinks it's a flex because he must know something about this jury we don't know. Because as a juror, I'd be like, yeah, they should be talking to their witnesses. It's a problem that you always get up there and say, have we ever met? I think that's weird. I think it's more weird that you haven't spoken to these people. But I don't know if that's me and my lawyer brain, or I don't know how regular people would perceive that. I don't know how regular people would perceive that, because in my brain, yeah, you should be prepping your witnesses. You should be making sure they're comfortable. Not really telling them what to say, but at least telling them, listen, this is how the prosecution is going to come at you. This is what they're going to say. Make sure you're ready. I don't see a problem with that. But clearly he thinks his jury will. He thinks his jury will. I hope Lucky is just as steadfast as he was in last trial. Even when Lally tried to get him about hitting that basketball hoop. Talking about you can't see, right? Because then you hit something. Then you hit a basketball hoop. I was so happy when Lucky last year was like, yeah, I hit it. It's not that I didn't see it. I saw it. I just misjudged the distance. So you can't come at me like I can't see. I saw it. I just didn't think I thought I had enough room because I was in a plow that's put together with sticks and stones. Now, I don't know what Hank Brennan is going to do. I'm sure it's going to be something about whatever the reason that Proctor put together why they didn't trust him. Because remember, it was something about something he said before that they didn't trust, which is why they discounted everything he had to say. So, of course, that's what Brennan going to come out the gate with. But I hope Lucky is ready for him. I don't care what you're talking about. I plowed at this time. I could see the entire road, and there was nobody there. And for the rest of the time, I'd sit there in silence. Every time he asked me something I didn't like, I would just sit there in silence. I don't know what you're talking about. All I know, there was nobody at 3. I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is when I came back around, I couldn't plow because there was a Ford Edge right there. I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know. All I know is there wasn't nobody, and then there was a Ford Edge. That's all I would say. I wouldn't give him anything. I don't know. I don't know. All I know, there wasn't nobody, and there was a Ford Edge. I don't know what to say. That's all I would say. That's all I would say. I wouldn't give you anything. I wouldn't give him a piece of anything, because you're not about to make me crazy. You're not about to make me crazy. The gaslighting of Hank Brennan will have you believe that all of his witnesses who couldn't remember anything, you have to remember them because they absolutely remember the things they remember and don't remember the other things. But he wants you to pull that same card with the defense witnesses and make you believe that because they don't remember some things, they don't remember anything. And he's hoping his jury is not putting those two together. And it is driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. Because I know that we have an equal number of men and women, but do we know the makeup of the jury? Like, do we know their ethnicities? Do we know the age of them? I hear it's skewing younger. Younger makes me optimistic. Because younger makes me feel like we understand gaslighting. Younger makes me feel like when he asked Dr. Russell whether or not she had a memory problem and she gasped, that makes me feel like they would have went like, okay, now that was too far. That was low. That was low. Younger and mixed makes me a little more comfortable, but I still feel like the defense is not coming hard enough. That's just my That's just my opinion. Barrows did a great job. That wasn't the tail light when I saw it. It was one piece missing. Either way, even if he was mistaken on the piece or where it came from, I feel like that will put you in, well, that damn show ain't 40. That damn show ain't 40. Then we have this weirdo manufacturing a memory who nobody believes. If there is a person alive who believes her, stay away from that person. If there's a person that you can see that believes Dever when she says she manufactured that memory, stay away from that person. They're not all there. They're not all here mentally. Stay away from them. If y'all believe her when she says she falsified a memory about her boss and an ATF agent, stay away from that person. Stay away from that person. Because even if you believe Karen Reed is guilty, you can also believe that she's a liar. Because here's the thing, I believe that the police thought she was guilty too. And so they just added a little bit to the pot. They just added a little bit to sweeten the deal. Two things can be true at the same time. What two things, Kina, is how you say your name? Because only thing I know is true is everybody over there is a liar. Everybody over there has magically forgotten the things that they need to forget and only remember the things they need to remember. And Hank Brennan will have you believe that that's okay for everybody over there. But when it's a defense witness, discount, you can't believe anything they have to say. Can't believe anything they have to say. And I'm so glad whatever he agreed to, Officer Barrows, yes. Even if you, exactly, Shaw, even if you believe she's guilty, you still got to believe that that lady saw them in that Sally Port for a wildly long time. But here's the thing with the defense witnesses. All of them are coming off way more genuine than anybody that testified for the prosecution. All of them are giving Brennan, answering his questions. When he asked Officer Barrow, so your memory's a little faulty from then till now, he's like, yeah, sure, about some things. But I remember what time I got there. I remember what time I left. And I remember what that tail light looked like. Because that's how you answer Kiana. Oh, okay. That's a cute way to spell it, Kiana. But I remember that. Now, you'll have us think that's okay for somebody like a Jen McCabe who can't remember where she saw the Jeep, what time she saw it leave, when she got up to the window, when she sat down, when she got there. But she remembers, I hit him. I'll never forget that. So you'll have us think it's okay for her. But when it comes to Officer Barrow, she can't believe anything he's saying. He's wrong. He's completely wrong. The gaslighting of Hank Brennan needs to be studied, but also, now that the defense sees what kind of cross-examiner he is, because as much as he gets on my nerves, his cross-examination of Officer Barrows was a master class in cross-examination. If he was a defense attorney, he'd be amazing. He got that man to stutter and step and lean a little bit. But of course, you got Alan Jackson on the other end, baby. You got Alan Jackson on the other end, baby. And he said, do you remember did you have a birthday 2 years ago? You remember what day of the week it was? Basically trying to let you know that, yeah, there's some shit you're going to forget 2 years ago, but there's some shit you're absolutely going to remember. There's some stuff you're absolutely going to remember. But now that the defense has his card, first of all gloves are off. I'm making all the comments. I'm saying all the things. And you're just going to have to call my name, because if you're going to allow him to do it, she allows Hank Brennan to do what he wants to do in that courtroom. And he knows that nothing's going to happen to him. All she does is slightly say, no comments. But when Alan Jackson is doing it, she makes sure to say it loudly, and she makes sure to say his name to let the jury know he's not supposed to be doing that. If I would come back in that courtroom today and all gloves would be off, do you hear me? I don't care what you say. Say something to me, object. I don't care. I got all the comments. We just gonna be battle royale in this bitch today. And they have to come harder. They have to come harder. I still don't understand why they haven't called their ARCA witnesses yet. Why are we about to see Colaquitas? I understand that they think Karen is innocent. Great, but what do they have for us? What do they have for us? What does she have for us? What does she have to move the needle forward in your case? You're on trial for your life, and you should not be comfortable. You should not be comfortable, because I can guarantee you that Hank Brennan's closing argument is going to show every single clip he played all trial. And it's going to be about how all the defense witnesses were coached. I trust the defense as well. I just want them to come harder out of the gate. I want them to come now that they know what kind of I don't think they actually knew what kind of cross-examiner Hank Brennan was. But now that they know, listen, I'm saying whatever I want to say. Object. I don't care. I don't care. Now, this is very true. Wish AJ would bring Deborah's smart ass back. How can this be a false memory? Lolly didn't release the inverted video until June 14th, but you spoke June 24th, but you spoke to the feds 8/9/23 a year later. First of all, that's very true. But also, nobody believes her. So it doesn't matter. I was shown information. No, you were told, what the fuck is your problem? Why are you talking to the feds about your boss? I'm gonna need you to do the right thing. The thing is, she said it. She was sorry she said it, but nobody had said anything to her. Right? They didn't call her the first trial. So she had thought she had gotten away with it. She went, woo, that's over. Nobody's gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. Then there's a new trial, and she went, oh my God, they might say something now. And now I have to come up with an explanation for my false memory. Nobody believes her. Nobody believes her. I don't even know why I'm here. Exactly. Exactly, young black economist. I don't even know why I'm here. Proceeds to tell us exactly why you're here. You're an idiot. Proceeds to go on and tell us exactly why you're there. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. When Hank Brennan kept saying to Dr. Russell, tell me about the dog bite community. This is what I'm saying. I feel like everybody's being too nice to him. I want one witness to, what are you talking about? I wanted Dr. Russell to be like, what is a dog bite community? What are you talking about? What dog bite community? There's no such thing, idiot. So there's no literature about how you diagnose dog bites. I'm sure there's no literature about how you diagnose a lot of things. What doctors do is look at it, use their experience, and try to figure it out. What the fuck is a dog bite community? Oh, I wanted to slap him. He kept saying it. He kept saying it. Dog bite community. What are you talking about? Veterinarians? What are you talking about? What is a dog bite community? I hate him so much. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. And then you only want to bring in half of the other experts' medical exam. You want to bring in the part that says it's probably not dog bites, but you don't want to bring in the part where he says, but I don't know what it is. So if I got somebody telling me it's dog bites and somebody telling me they don't know, I'm going to go with the person that knows. I'm going to go with the person that knows. You know what you don't got? You got 3 doctors telling you it damn sure wasn't no car accident. That's what you do have. You got 3 doctors telling you this don't look like a car accident. Now the other 2 can't tell you what it is, and 1 can. So who do you go with? He's hoping his jury is not smart. He's hoping his jury is not smart, and they're the ones who had the chance to talk to him. So I'm hoping that he doesn't know for sure, but he's treating them like they're idiots. He's treating them like they're not gonna pick up it anyway. I'm just gonna tell them what I want to believe in closing. Dog bite community. What are you talking about? And then it's like you're going so hard at Officer Barrows. It's like, are you trying to call him a liar? Are you trying to call him a liar? Because we have documented liars on your side. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say he's mistaken? What are you trying to say? What is your point? That's my whole thing with Brennan a lot of times. What is your point? And I don't think he has one. I just think he likes to go around in circles, confuse the witness, confuse the jury, and then just sit down and hope everybody don't know what's happening. Like, what are you trying to say? I just want anybody, one person to go back at him. Like, what is it that you're trying to say? Are you trying to call me a liar? Are you trying to call me a liar? Because Officer Barrows was trying to be very disrespectful, and very respectful, and I appreciate it. Because again, if I have to interact with a police officer, that's the kind I want. He seems very level-headed. He seems like he's going to be very fair. However, I want him to be a little more rude. When Hank Brennan got to asking him, you could have wrote a detailed report. I wanted to him like, why the fuck would I do that? This is not my case. You could have took a picture. Why the fuck would I do that? This is not my car. I don't have nothing to do with this car. After they pick it up and put it on the tow truck, why am I taking a picture? What is my picture gonna do? I assumed that I was leaving it in the hands of very trusted Massachusetts state police officers. Why would I need a picture? Like, I want somebody to come back. The same way these people talk to the defense, I want somebody to talk. Everybody who is being cross-examined by Hank Brennan are just being very demure and very mindful. And I want them to go at him the same way these witnesses went at the defense. I want somebody to be like, why do I do that? That's dumb. It's not my car. It's not my case. And I gave it to Massachusetts State police officers. I thought it was in good hands. I didn't think they were going to do that to it. That's what I would have said. Why do I need to take a picture? I trusted that I was leaving it in the hands of sworn police officers who had honor and integrity. That's exactly what I would have said. Why do I need to describe? I said it was a piece missing. Why do I need to take a picture and write it down and draw it and put some paint on it? Why do I need to do any of that? That doesn't make any sense. I want somebody so bad to have the same energy for Brennan that people be having for these defense attorneys. It's like everybody on the defense case is just real soft-spoken, real yes, no, maybe so. And I want them to do that too. But when he starts to be ridiculous, I want you to get ridiculous back. I want you to get ridiculous back. When you start saying ridiculous things, I want you to get ridiculous back. Do you have a memory problem to one of the most accomplished doctors in the country? You're an asshole. You're an asshole. Because who's likely the thing is, and I hope these juries are asking themselves, what reason does this man from a police department who has nothing to do with this, hey Ivy, what reason does he have to lie about what he saw that day? What reason does he have to make it up? What reason do he have to just come out here and falsify a memory? Even though Brennan, and the thing with Brennan is, what he was saying is not different. He just wasn't shown a picture the last time, but it's not different. But he's hoping his jury is dumb and they're not going to put that together. Last time he said it was cracked, not totally damaged. This time he said it was cracked, not totally damaged, and somebody actually asked him to describe the piece that was missing. What's different about that? What's different about that? I'm telling you, there's three things that's happening. Hank Brennan thinks this jury is dumb, thinks they're not smart at all, thinks they're not picking up what's being put down, and he's going to do it for them. The fix is in. He already knows that jury is wrapped up tight with a bow and he don't really have to do nothing. He just wants these people to look stupid. He just wants to show off his defense attorney skill, or he's a double agent. Something is going on. Something is going on, and I hope it's that he's a double agent, because how are you questioning these witnesses and trying to impeach them and trying to make them look bad with things that your witnesses are doing? Asking Dr. Russell, so all you did was look at a picture and try to interpret it. Isn't that what every single witness did of yours? Isn't that what every single one of them did? I tell you what they haven't done. They haven't lied to the grand jury. I tell you what they haven't done. They haven't lied to the FBI. Like, what is happening here? What is happening here? Did you take a picture? Oh my God, I could not even sit still in my chair. I could not sit still in my chair because I wanted Officer Barrows to say, why the fuck would I take a picture of somebody else's evidence? What? You could have made a more detailed report. Why would I make more work for myself when this has nothing to do with me? I said it was a piece missing, not totally damaged. Why the fuck would I do more than that? I'm not making more work for myself. What did I do that for? Tell you what wasn't missing, 42 pieces of tail lights. It's only one officer that's came in here with any sort of integrity. Devers tried to pretend real quick, and then she had to fix herself. She wanted to act like she didn't even know Chris Albert. Wanted to act like she didn't even know Chris Albert. Then she had to go, oh, detective, shut up. Shut up. I'm telling you, I'm not this violent. I don't normally want to punch people. I just want to line them up in Canton and just flick them. Because what is happening? What is happening? Brennan is a master at gaslighting, and it drives me crazy. I don't know what it is. I need to talk to somebody. I'm an adult. But gaslighting me, trying to make me feel crazy, oh my God, drives me insane. It makes my skin crawl, and I just want to scream. I just want to scream, and I just want somebody, anybody, to give it back to him. And I want the defense to come out today, and God be damned. Sorry, Pam. Gonna let a couple goddamns fly today. We'll clean it up tomorrow. We'll clean it up tomorrow. But I want somebody, anybody. Hey, Brent, I just saw you were here. I want somebody, anybody, to give it back to him. And I want the defense to come out today. And I don't care how many times she says, stop the comments, Mr. Jackson, don't do this, don't do that. I'd say everything I had to say. I'd say everything I had to say. You let him do it. You let him do it. It's about to be WWE World Rumble in here. Because we all got something to say. We all got something to say. She never corrects Brennan in front of the jury the way she corrects Alan Jackson in front of the jury. She never says to the jury after one of Hank Brennan's comments, juries, remember what the lawyer says is not evidence. She never does that to him. And he has all the comments and all the extras before his question. She lets him say it. And then she says, okay, ask a question. She'll stop Alan Jackson in the middle of his statement to make sure he's not making an extra statement, an extra comment. You wouldn't get me out of making extra comments. No, I could not imagine Brian Steele. He would have at least made 3 other requests for recusal. After every day, I got another request to recuse you. And I'm surprised the defense haven't done that. I don't know if they're doing it at sidebar or what, but the problem is this judge comes on the bench with the jury. So they don't even have time unless they tell her before that they want to talk about something. I have never seen that. Usually the judge comes out, makes sure they ain't got nothing going on, and then brings the jury out. Because she comes in with the jury, I'm sure the defense doesn't want to annoy the jury by having them there and then having them go right back out. So they can't even. But Brian Steele, I feel like every single day would have been like, got a motion. Going to make another motion for you to recuse yourself. I think you're biased. I think you're not being fair. Of course, she's going to deny it, but I put it on the record every single day. I will put it on the record every single day. Every single day I write down every way I thought she was being biased towards the prosecution, and every day, the next day I come in, excuse me, got another motion. We're going to request that you recuse yourself because you are biased, and here's why. She's going to deny it. I'll do it again the next day. I do it again the next day because I do not understand, you guys, what something happened at sidebar. Something happened when Alessi and Hank Brennan were having that argument about how come he can use this report even though she said she didn't rely on it, but I couldn't use Trooper Paul. Some happened at sidebar. Not all of a sudden he's able to bring it up, but it's too late for me to bring up the Trooper Paul report with Dr. Welcher. It's not fair. It's not fair. And it should not happen this way. It actually should not be happening this way. But I hope the defense isn't getting comfortable. I think that we see that Hank Brennan has no scruples, no morals, no tact. And you have to meet him the same way. You have to meet him the same way. You know why Khaleesi finally had to burn down King's Landing? Because Cersei was not going to stop. You have to meet evil with evil. They used to make me so mad trying to play goody-goody with somebody like Cersei. No, you got to get in the mud with some of these people. You got to get down there in the mud with somebody like Hank Brennan. Otherwise, you're going to lose. It's no being the bigger person. Nope. No, we both about to be low down in the gutter. And mess around with me. We both can go there. I know what our former first lady said. When they go low, we go high. Not me. Not me. They go low. I start digging to a hole to China. Do not play with me. Do not play with me. We all need to be down there in the gutter. I would have so many comments today about Hank Brennan. That over here was so disrespectful. Over here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Over here would have sent me into a rage. Do you understand me? Who you talking to? Who are you talking to? You have no kids in this courtroom. Who are you talking to? I'm telling y'all, I couldn't do it. I just wish Officer Barrels. I'm like, who are you talking to? I'm a grown ass man. You don't tell me no over here. Meanwhile, all of your witnesses have looked at you and they all look at whoever because the courtroom is so small and all these lawyers stand up when they're about to object. So it's very hard for whoever's standing up out of nowhere not to catch your attention. And you talking about over here? I wish he would have fixed his jacket and said, I'm a grown ass man, boy. I don't know who you talking to. You better watch your mouth. Over here. And why do we have a half day today? What's going on? What are with all these half days? Let's get this show on the road. Somebody's gonna have one witness today, and who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Because they have motions pending for, is it Lucky or Kolakithis? I don't know. I don't understand Kolakithis. I don't understand that witness. I just feel like if it's not Proctor, if it's not Arca, I'm hoping they have something up their sleeve we don't know about. Could be for a juror. That's true. It is graduation season. My daughter graduates Friday. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. But okay, so gotta get out of here, gotta get ready for work. But like I told you guys earlier in the stream, we're gonna do our new raffle. Cola Keith is gonna expose Jen. I hope so. I hope so. I hope she got some good dirt on her. I hope she got some insight into who she called with those 200 phone calls in 3 days. Anywho, let's get this wheel on the stage. Are we ready? Woo woo! Again, this is for our merch bundle, and this is so that you can become my new elite employee. Okay, you become our quality control. Okay, you become the person that's going to test it for me. Let me know how it works. Let me know how it fits. Let me know how you like it. Let me know if it's too hot. Let me know if it's too cold. Let me know if the fabric is weird. So we're going to get this show on the road. Let's click to spin. I hope you're in the chat. Because if you're not, if you win and you're watching this on replay, you have 2 days to go to legalport.com, email me your shipping address and shirt size. Here comes Drama. Did you email me yesterday? I haven't checked. I hope you did. I got something for you. But if you are the winner and you're in the chat, make sure you go to legalport.com. Email me your shipping address and shirt size. All right, let's click to spin. Let's go. Who's the winner? Numbers! I think I saw you in the chat. Numbers, are you the chats. Whoop, whoop. I thought I saw numbers in the chat. Did she leave? Maybe she'll come back. Let's see. Let me see. Let me check this chat because I know I saw her say something. Yep, she's in the chat. Congrats, numbers. You are my new elite employee. You are in the chat. Make sure you go to legalpoor.com. Send me your shipping address and shirt size, and you have just become Legal Poor Quality Control, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, you have officially become our testing department. So make sure you get that to me so I can get you your stuff and you as well. Here Comes Drama. Here Comes Drama was my very first member. And that will always be special to me. She will always have a special place in my heart for that. So I have something for you too. So you too, make sure you give me your shipping address, numbers, shipping address, shirt size, and you will get a hat, you will get a shirt, you will get Full of Alcohol and Audacity. And you become my quality control department. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Got to get ready for work. We'll see what happens today. I'm hoping the defense comes with some bangers. I hope they have left all the respectfulness intact to the side. I hope they're ready to get ruled. That's what you got to do. You got to meet evil with evil. Hank Brennan is evil. Hank Brennan is evil. And you make sure I got all the super chats. I think I answered all of them. Here Comes Drama gave 5 memberships. Make sure you say thank you to Here Comes Drama if you got one of those memberships. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Wait, I didn't see this one. What does it say? It's wild. All these careers are being ruined over Jim McCabe. I could never. Thank you keeping us grounded. Listen, there's only 3 jobs in Canton, Massachusetts. There's only 3 jobs in Canton, Massachusetts. And here's the thing. Nobody's job is being ruined, and that's the problem. They're all in this little echo chamber of people that are not afraid of anything because they're going to go back home and everything's going to be fine. It's all good. And it's very sad. All right, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. I don't know if you could hear the air conditioning in the background. If you could, I'm sorry. But Michigan decided, boom, summer out of nowhere. So I know it kicked on in the middle of this stream. So if you hear that little voice, that's what it was. But you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.